So the question is, should the U.S. invade North Korea? It seems more and more likely with this administration in the White House. I don't believe they should. We really don't know what kind of time bomb will be exploding if we do. Although the leaders of both countries, the US and North Korea, are obviously authoritarian kind of strongman figures, or one of them is a dictator and the other one wishes he was. So I think that's the gist of things. Now, I think we should definitely put more pressure on China to kind of cut sources of funding and oil. We all know that they essentially, behind the scenes, prop up the North Korean government, because that's the only ally Kim Jong-un has left. Now, the reason why the Chinese do this is probably because they're really hesitant. I mean, the enemy of an Arab saying goes, old Arab saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So the Chinese are probably quite content, happy at the belligerence of Kim Jong-un and kind of, upsetting the administration, worrying, shuffling around and upsetting the Americans to a degree. Of course, I think he's kind of Kim Jong-un's going a little too far. It worries the Chinese a little bit because they don't want instability. They just want to be a thorn in the paw of the Americans. Now, they probably hadn't banked on, a Trump administration, and kind of definitely Kim Jong-un is a lot more belligerent than his father, who was the first one to develop nuclear weapons. And before they had nukes, actually, he was a lot more timid. But now he knows that, he's got the big guns, so a little bit more confidence. Now, the Chinese probably wouldn't like it if we were on their border, because everyone knows. I mean, South Korea is a very close ally of the U.S. So if we do invade, or if there's unification, the North Koreans know, as well as the Chinese know, that there will be a big American influence. And I really don't think China wants pretty much a U.S. ally right on their doorstep, even though, South Korea is close, but literally to have a border with pretty much a very closely U.S.-backed ally would probably be unpalatable to them. Now, in terms of saving the North Korean people, I'm sure, of course, after the casualty list of the first, the initial invasion, it would be kind of crazy. I don't know how many would die. I'm not a war strategist, but obviously mass casualties, probably more so on the Korean side, North Korean side. And of course, another problem is that Kim Jong-un really doesn't give a crap about his people. So he probably will be willing to slaughter, millions to try and keep up. We thought, Assad was bad in Syria. I think he probably pales in comparison. It'll look more like a Disney movie compared to what could happen in North Korea. So I don't think we should. I don't think it's right. But I do think we should definitely put pressure on the regime to kind of become more docile. And because I don't think that I think he kind of talks the talk, but that's pretty much like international politics can be a poker game, and I'm not so sure he's completely insane. He just thinks that he's going to get his way like a petulant child by crying and yelling and showing that he has weapons too. So that's that. My name is Nick Knightsbridge. If you want to post a question for me, it'll be prepared and I'll answer it spontaneously as I just did. Thank you.